Hey, Titans fans, it's rivalry week, and we have the Indianapolis Colts, week 5. We are visiting them, first division game of the season. We are 2-2. They are 2-2. The entire AFC South is 2-2. Big game. I said the same thing last week that the Bengals was a big game. This is a big game. As you get on more towards the, into the season, every week's a big game, and they get bigger, and everything means more. But this truly is a big game. It's a division game. Like I said, all teams are 2-2. It could be a tight race going forward. It really could. We need this win. They need this win. It'd be nice to go in there, get the win on the road. Then they have to come see us later this season. Man, this is big. If we can get to 3-2, we're guaranteed to be at least 500 or better coming back from the London game, heading into our bye. And I feel comfortable being at that record. We need this win, but just like the Colts do. And, this game, hey, I'm wearing the white jersey. We're whited out. We're wearing the white jersey, the white pants, the light blue socks. I love that look. I wish we had a white helmet. I don't know if I want to go back to the old school white helmet, like this with the white helmet. I'd rather have a different design white helmet personally. I think that'd look cool. I don't know if I want to wear it with the Oilers helmet. I don't think that'd look okay, but I like to redesign it and then do it all white. And I would take that, but I like to do a redesign in the helmet if we're gonna go all white. I think it'd be badass to have like the Tennessee T. Man, that'd be awesome. But guys, this is a big game for us. Both teams 2-2. AFC South division. This is our biggest rivalry that we have, I think, is the Indianapolis Colts. They are number one for me in teams that I dislike because we got beaten up for so many years by these guys. Peyton Manning, the Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck never lost to us. That's an embarrassing stat. Sucks. They have a Super Bowl win. We don't. Man, good organization though, or I should say in the past, the organization now, the owner, Irsay, they're on the down and outs there. I don't like how they treated Jonathan Taylor. You can't mistreat your stars like that, but hey, let them fuck up on their end, right? We don't let them do it. We did with A.J. Brown, we fixed it, but hey, let them continue to screw up, and we want to treat our players good and want people to come to Tennessee. But guys, we're breaking down this game. I'm going to dive into it, but first, I want to let you guys know that I am finally... I think it's 315, 316 subscribers. I'm finally starting to go up a little bit again. If you guys can please continue to subscribe. If this is your first time watching my show, please subscribe. If you're a Titans fan, subscribe. If you're a Colts fan, subscribe. I'm going to spit it to you real. I'm going to let you know what I think. I have stats. I have rankings of the offense and defense I'm going to get into. If you're a football fan in general or just want to help a guy out, hit subscribe, like, share if you can, comment. I comment back on everything, whether it's good, whether it's bad. We all have our own different thoughts and opinions. I'm here for it all. Whether you guys are going to come in and shit talk in the comments, hey, I'm here for it. Let's start not an argument, but let's start a debate if you want, or a good communication if you want to say that. Don't want to say argument, but let's start a good conversation if you want. Comment down below. I will comment back, guaranteed. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to dive into the Colts first. And the Colts are 14th in rushing offense, 21st in passing offense, and 14th ranked scoring offense. Now, I went through and did the offense on the rushing and passing off of total yards, okay? So they're 14th in rushing offense in total yards, 21st in passing offense in total yards, and 14th ranked scoring offense, and that's touchdowns. So, they also they have the 28th ranked pass defense, and they have the 23rd ranked run defense. But their run defense, they're tied for 7th in yards per carry at 3.8. So they hold running backs under 4 yards per carry, which in my opinion is probably a general goal of most defenses. You don't want a running back to average over 4 yards per carry. Just let's think about it. If you run the ball 3 times, doing 4 yards per carry, that's a first down every 3 times. You don't want that. Preferably, you'd like to have them under 3, but that's insane. But somebody does, and we'll get to that a little later. Jonathan Taylor practiced in full today. I'm recording this video on Wednesday. I will be editing it and dropping it Wednesday, so he practiced in full. It'll be interesting to see if he plays or not. Remember, there's some bad blood there. I don't blame him for being pissed off. He needs to, and I can't remember the exact amount of games, but he needs some games to play, I think, to accrue to say he played this season so he can get the hell out of Indy. Because I don't see this lasting. I don't see how they're going to mend this relationship. Some things, once you go past a certain point, it's broken, it's frayed, you're never going to repair it. I think that's where they're at. So it'll be interesting to see whether they play him or not. And they do want a king's ransom, in my opinion, for Taylor. So really interested to see if he does play. This is an instant upgrade to their offense. Anytime Jonathan Taylor's in the backfield, that's an instant upgrade to almost any offense in the entire NFL. Let's face it, he's a really good running back. The Colts, though, they did have a bunch of guys that had the DNP designation tags, which would stand for did not practice. And we'll break those down here. Tight end, Mo Alley Cox. Defensive tackle, DeForest Buckner. Linebacker, Shaquille Leonard. Defensive end, Tyquan Lewis. Guard, Quentin Nelson. Defensive end, Kwity Paye. And tackle, Bernard Raymond. And if you're a Colts fan watching this, let me know when Leonard changed his first name to Shaquille. I don't know that. I'd like to know that. I didn't bother looking it up. I'm sure I could have found it. But if you guys happen to know that, comment down below. I'm curious. Was it last year, I think it was? Or was it before then? I just didn't pick up on it. Because I remember last year, I was like, who is that? He looks just like, oh, that is. Okay, so I was like, Darius Leonard. I think it was his first name before, right? And yeah, just if anybody has that knowledge, drop it down below. I'll be interested to know. Now, Ryan Kelly and before mentioned Jonathan Taylor were full practices. Quentin Nelson will probably play. He's been on the injury report all year, but he's been playing. Defensive end Kwity Paye and tackle Bernard Raymond, they most likely won't because of concussions. And with a new concussion protocol, I mean, Titans fans, we all know Amani Hooker gets a concussion, which sucks because he's gotten like 3 of them. He gets one, he's not going to play the next week. These guys, concussions, did not practice. They're not going to play this week, and they probably shouldn't for their own health. Those are some losses for the Colts there. Buckner and Leonard saw limited snaps, and they could continue to see limited action this Sunday. They saw limited snaps last week. It's something I expect to continue. Those are some big names too. Those are 2 star players. The Colts they're coming off of 2 straight overtime games, and this last one they lost against the Rams. They should have won it. I'm glad they didn't, being a Titans fans, but hey. But they should have won. They didn't. 2 straight overtime games. The Colts are surprising this year. They really are. I did not think they'd be 2-2. I thought they'd be a 1-3 team as of right now. Not that much of a difference, but they're surprising. They're good. Richardson has played well, and he's truly a dual threat quarterback. The Colts have beaten the Texans and Ravens and lost to the Jags and Rams. They have not been blown out, and they're a tough team, guys. Like I said, I didn't expect them to be 2-2, but I also did not expect them to be 2-2 and playing tight games. Especially the Ravens are a good squad, and they beat them. Now the Titans, 15th in rushing offense, 28th in passing offense, and are the 25th ranked scoring offense. Not the greatest, still young season, but hey, they have the 23rd ranked pass defense, and everyone's like, wow, that's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be more towards 30 or 31. Yeah, I remember they pretty much put the clamps on Joe Burrow last week, so they improved the numbers there. And they are the 4th best run defense, but they are number 1 in yards per carry at 2.9. And what I tell you guys before, you run the ball 3 times at under 3 yards per carry, you're not getting a first down. The Titans, you run the ball 3 times on them, more times than not, you're punting. So guess what? You got to pass the ball on Titans, and that's what most teams do. The Titans are actually on the good side of the injury report for once, and which is a surprise for us for like the first time in 3 years. Knock on wood. If you guys can't hear that, yeah, because I mean I don't want to jinx us on that. finally, a little healthy on the injury report. And we're getting back guard Peter Skoronski after he had an emergency appendectomy, and he has missed the last 3 games. He has not played since week 1 when we lost to the Saints. We're also getting back tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere. Also, I'm just going to call him NPF. All Titans fans, we know him as NPF because who wants to say Nicholas Petit-Frere every time they talk about him? So NPF, guys. We lost NPF for the first 4 games of the year due to his gambling suspension that was since reduced due to the NFL's gambling policies being amended a little bit. Helped him out, and it also helped out Jameson Williams with the Detroit Lions. We're also getting back, and when I say getting back, these guys practiced in full, so they should all be back, okay? But this one, I'm iffy on whether he is or not. Wide receiver Kyle Phillips, after he injured his left knee in the preseason game against Minnesota. This will be his regular season debut if he does play, and he said he's practicing like he's expecting to play. And I do expect all 3 of these guys to play. If I were to have to say there's a guy that might not, it might be Kyle Phillips. But I fully expect NPF and Peter Skoronski, which will definitely bolster the offensive line. The Titans had 3 DNPs, did not practice players, in Traylon Burks, who's dealing with a knee injury, linebacker Luke Gifford, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, and defensive lineman Tier Pop-Tart toe injury for him. And these would be 3 big absences if these players were to miss. Tier Tart or Pop-Tart, I like saying that. That's his little nickname, Pop-Tart. If he misses, man, that's huge because he's such a big part of our run defense, and he can actually get after the quarterback once in a while too, which is just, he's a stud. And Luke Gifford has been playing very, very well. Traylon Burks, he's been good. He's dropped a couple big passes for us. But, we need to get him out there, get him experience. And then obviously people are going to be shadowing Hopkins is our number 1, so it should free up Burks. So let's hope those guys all play. The only one I can see not playing is Burks due to just a hamstring injury, and they want to take it easy on him. And some comments that Vrabel made last week about, who knows when he's going to be back. So I didn't like hearing that. Elijah Molden, our corner, is dealing with a hamstring injury, and he was limited. I expect him to suit up. The Titans are coming off of a high where they just absolutely pounded the Cincinnati Bengals 27-3. But the Titans lost by the same exact score the week before to the Browns when they lost 27-3 there too, right? The Titans have beaten the Chargers and Bengals and have lost to the Saints and Browns. The Titans have played 2 close games in weeks 1 and 2, where they lost to the Saints by 1 point and they beat the Chargers in overtime. And then they got blown out 27-3 by the Browns, and then they blew out the Bengals 27-3. So the Titans are a tough team. They're a little up and down. The Titans, like I said, they're tough. They're clicking right now on both sides of the football, especially last game. Fully complimentary on both sides. I expect the Titans' run game to continue to be dominant and not let the Colts run on them at all. And when I say Titans run game, I should have said Titans run defense. I expect it to be dominant, not let the Colts run. This will mean all the offense is going to have to run through rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson. And if they have any type of run game at all, it's got to come from the quarterback position, because I don't think the running backs, even if it's Taylor back there, Taylor will obviously give them upside, but if Taylor's not back there, this run game for the offense of the Indianapolis Colts is going to be struggling and mightily struggling. And if there's any type of run game that they're going to get from the Colts, it's going to have to come from AR-15. So expect it to be tough sledding on the run in the run game for the Colts. And the Titans locked down last week the plethora of weapons that the Cincinnati Bengals have. And I don't expect that to change much with the Colts. Richardson's going to be way more mobile than Burrow, because Burrow was like a statue back there. But I think the Titans defense is going to give him some looks that he's not ready for. We are a multi-defense. We show different looks. We drop. The game where we had the sack on having a brain fart, Justin Herbert, we dropped Jeffrey Simmons back into coverage and rushed like 3 guys. That's when Harold Landry got the sack. Hey, we do that. We're going to show Richardson some looks he's not going to be ready for, and they're not going to be able to run the ball. We're going to put everything on the young kids' back, and I think it's going to be a little too much for him. Advantage Titans defense. The Titans are going to try and run the football And they did last week with a banged up offensive line, and they're getting reinforcements this week. NPF, he got reps at left tackle with Skoronski as a left guard, which tells me they want these two working together for communication purposes. Because we all know Skoronski is going to be our left guard. And Dillard worked left tackle with Dylan Radins. So that would tell me they're the backups most likely, second stringers. And then I would say NPF and Skoronski are going to be our left tackle and left guard. And if that's the case, guys, because Hubbard's been holding his own over on the right side, our offensive line just got significantly better since last week. And I mean significantly better because Dillard's been a liability. And Skoronski has the makings of an all-pro left guard. Let's face it. This guy's already a great offensive lineman. Even after one game, I was impressed by watching him in the preseason and what the comments have been from the defense. Skoronski is a huge upgrade for us, really is. And like I said, I have high aspirations for that guy. I think he's a future all-pro left guard. And that was the general consensus of him coming out of college, that this was the one surefire offensive lineman you could not miss on. The offense really seemed to click, and the offense throws the ball more on first down than they have in previous years. And that's awesome to see. And we're very successful at doing it because teams don't think we're gonna. And teams aren't ready for it. They're not expecting it. It's the old Titans. Run, pass, punt. They don't do that anymore. Tim Kelly, he's calling great games so far. It just matters on when the hell Tannehill is actually throwing good fucking footballs. Sorry for swearing. He pisses me off. When he throws good footballs, we win games. I mean, it's kind of common sense, right? A little bit. But he's missed an open guy for a touchdown every single game. We have 4 games now in a row where Ryan Tannehill could have hit a guy for a touchdown and he missed it wide open. Week 1 was 2. He had Chig and he had Tyjae Spears, overthrew both. And then last week we had, last week Hopkins should have been his first touchdown catch as a Tennessee Titan. Sorry, I'm done. I'm not getting off on the Ryan Tannehill tangent. I can do that every week. He's been playing better, but he's got to stop missing these throws. But Tim Kelly's calling great games so far. Like I said, it really depends on if Tannehill's hitting the targets or not. He's been getting better as the season's been going on, so let's hope that continues to be the case. We should start our players more in the preseason, but we don't. Knocking some rust off. Also coming off an injury from last year. I'm a full supporter of you, buddy. Just got to start playing better. Hit some of those throws, and I'll start believing you again. The Colts have talent on defense, but they're banged up, and they're superstars like Leonard and Buckner, like I talked about earlier. They might be on a limited snap count, and I think they're going to continue. I think they're going to be on. I do. They're on limited snap count last week. They're limited participation in practice. 2 straight overtime games. I just don't see it. Them being playing the full game, especially going up against a team like the Tennessee Titans who are super physical. They're going to pound Henry, play action over top. Yeah, these guys aren't going to be out there the whole time. And those are 2 superstars. Advantage Titans offense on this one, surprisingly. They're clicking now, guys. They're finally clicking. Like I said, depends on RT, though. So, in conclusion here, guys, the Colts, they're banged up on both sides of the ball. We don't know if Taylor will play this week or not. If he does, it'll make a difference, but I don't think it's going to be big enough to affect the outcome of this game. The Colts are also coming off of, and I've said this a few times in the video, 2 straight overtime games. That really makes a difference. They've played 10 quarters of football. Tennessee's played 8. That's a big difference, guys. It really is. It's just extra time. Guys are out there getting beat up and worn down, and they've two times in a row, physical team like the Tennessee Titans. Titans are on a high after beating Joe Burrow and the Bengals and finally getting a monkey off their back of finally beating that team that's been a sore for us for so long. The offense and defense clicked for the first time this year in the same game. The offense was playing very well, and the defense was playing lights out like it has the potential to do every week. And when the offense is able to sustain some drives, the defense doesn't have to sit out there, 60, 70% of the game, and they can actually get off the field and, get some fresh pass rushers in there. Makes a big difference. And I expect this to be kind of more of the same going forward. I think they're going to feed off each other, and I think the offense is going to finally start to do what I thought it could have done from the beginning of the year, and the defense is going to start doing what I thought it could be doing from the beginning of the year too. It's playing elite level. We saw this team click last week. I think we're going to continue to see this team click. And even Vrabel said that they need to feed off of each other, and I think they will continue to feed off of each other, and they're going to pump each other up. And this is going to be somewhat of a close game, but I do think the Titans win this one. 23-10 is my prediction, and tighten up.